Hello there. Are you sure you're in the right place? See the name on the door? This podcast is Spine Chillers and Serial Killers. Surely you don't want to come in here. You do. Well, I must warn you that things are pretty adult in here. Absolutely no children are allowed. Obscene language, shocking and horrendous stories to chill you to your core, and terrifying tales that'll keep you up at night. The ladies inside aren't quite right. Lovely and hilarious, but very strange. Still want in, do you? Well, you'll get what you're here for. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to this week's Spine Chillers and Serial Killers. I'm Tash.
I'm Becky.
And I'm Emma. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you girls?
Well, really, really hot.
Oh, yeah. You look hot.
To the point I might have to turn off my light because it's a ring light and I feel like it's making me hotter.
But your skin looks amazing.
I do look really glowy.
Yeah, but it's sweat.
It's sweat.
It is very hot.
Trey. Heat wave.
Heat wave, indeed. But then I suppose it is coming up to summer, so what do you expect?
Yeah, it's to be expected, isn't it?
It is, really.
Yeah. It is summer, isn't it?
No, 21st of June is the summer solstice, I think.
Oh,
there you go.
is it? Uh-huh.
It is. Look at this fantastic tan. I got very sunburnt this weekend because I went on a course. I'll tell you about my course in a minute. But where I've got this like curtain fringe, I've just got like a massive white patch slanting across my forehead. It's very attractive.
That's annoying. Do you not put SPF on your face?
I must admit I did not.
I put it on every day. Every day, Emma. No excuses. Every day on your face.
Even in the winter, put SPF on my face.
I should. I'm just going to end up like a wrinkly old prune. I'm terrible because slather the kids in it. I'm like, you're not going outside until you're completely white. And then I'm just like, nah, I'll put some on my shoulders. There, that'll be all right.
I was in the garden sorting out, because I'm a proper grandma, sorting out all my tomato plants and getting everything planted. And I got really badly burnt. I'll send you a picture of my lovely sunburn. Whereas, you know, when you like touch your back, because, well, especially at the minute, it's a bit hot in here, so it's a bit sweaty. Where I go on the bit where it's burnt, it feels like paper.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? It's completely fried the skin, and it went all. What's the word?
Blistery?
It came up in blisters, fluid filled.
Fuck. So you really
blisters.
did it.
Yeah, and I don't think I've ever had fluid filled blisters on because of a sunburn, but I haven't been burnt in years. I'm so good with it. I normally cover up or put sun cream on and then go and sit in the shade. But no, completely fried myself, so I need to be really careful for the rest of the summer. Put your sunscreen on, people.
Yeah, the sun is not fucking about this year, apparently. Because I never even get so much as a tan, like, ever. And I've got sunburn, so.
Yeah.
I think I'm so white, I reflect the sun.
Yeah, me too. I'm a bit see-through. Can definitely see on my veins.
Yes, but like nurses love us when it's blood test time.
They're
just
like,
pick
oh,
one.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, you've got good veins, you have.
Yeah, they just look like dirty girl and your veins bulging.
Look how veiny you are. Yeah, and you take it as a compliment. They're like, oh, you've got lovely veins. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Oh, thank you. My veins are beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. So yes, I was on a course this week to learn how to, right, don't laugh. You've got to have your spiritual paranormal accepting heads on. I was on a course this week to learn how to communicate with animals.
Like Dr. Dolittle?
Yep. Telepathically.
Telepathically?
Yep. Yeah. Don't stop laughing.
I'm not. I was coughing.
Tasha can't. She can't. She's just not moving or making
Tasha's
a sound.
poker face. She's just like, We listen and we don't judge.
Don't judge.
It's why?
Because I was interested.
Sorry, coughing again.
I went in thinking this is rubbish. But I was interested in it because I've had animal communicators deal with my animals just out of desperation because obviously my dogs have got some quite heavy trauma being rescues.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you get so desperate, you're just like, fuck it, I'm going to try everything. Give me some hocus pocus voodoo.
Yeah, why not?
Care.
Yeah.
I had a 50-50 experience with it. The first time, it was quite incredible. The second time, I knew it was a load of shit. So one of my friends, because I've got some, how would I put it? A bit hippie type, spiritual, just like all about energies and different vibrations. I've got that kind of friend.
Crystal friends.
Yeah, we're all full of crystals all the time. Tash likes a crystal, don't you, Tash?
I do like a crystal.
I do like a crystal too.
Like, basically, I'm
just
very. I'm very lazy and don't look into anything enough. So I really like the idea of being really, really fully into it, but I'm just not committed to anything enough in my life to fully open myself up to it.
Okay, so if you've got crystals and you're interested and you believe that your crystals have healing powers, or
I definitely believe in like healing properties and stuff like that. Definitely 100%.
Okay, so we're pretty much on the same wavelength. So this course was actually very interesting and I met some lovely people and we had an absolute blast. But I've now learned how to meditate into getting my mind into a different kind of plane almost, which is very trippy. I can use a pendulum, you know, the crystals, or sometimes they're made out of wood that are just on a chain and they give you yes, no answers and stuff like that. But now I've got loads of different charts so I can check animals if they're vibrating at the right frequency and I know all the animals' chakras and how to check them and reset them and re-energize them. And it was just really interesting. So yeah, that's what I did this weekend.
So how, with the dogs and the cats this week, have you felt that there's been a shift in like your energy and your like understanding of them this week?
No, because I haven't actually done it with my animals. The only thing I did was a spiritual, an energetic cleansing on my little dachshund. So I balanced out his chakras and stuff without getting into like boring details, but I haven't actually done an animal communication.
And was he happier?
He seems all right. It's difficult to say because some of it's like, is it bollocks or is it just my brain? But I have done it for obviously I know a lot of people who have roamies with now the association that I'm part of and stuff. So, I know people with traumatized dogs, and I've done it with them, and they've said it's worked, which is
great,
weird. And I've seen things in my head that I couldn't possibly know about the animal that was right, like the way the animal moves and stuff. And when I was doing the course, I connected with somebody's border collie cross or something. And I was saying, I don't know if this is bollocks or if it's, if I've just invented this, but here's all the images that came into my mind. And this woman, she just burst into tears.
So their dog wasn't there?
No, the dog was not there. You do it via photo, via image.
Oh.
I know.
And why'd she cry?
Because I got it all right.
Well, it's always very emotional, all of those things anyway, aren't they?
Yeah.
Whenever I have a reading or anything like that, I always just sit there and cry.
Well, there. it was interesting. I don't know what to make of it, but now I've got a little bit of spooky witchy stuff.
That's fun.
Hey, if it works as well, or if it seems to work for the families and for the dogs and animals and stuff, why not? Why not do it? It's not hurting anyone.
Oh God, no! And I'm not. It's not like I'm asking for any money or anything. It's just.
Yeah, but you could do it on TikTok, couldn't you? People do stuff like that on TikTok.
Well, maybe if I really begin to think, oh, actually, I'm onto something, because I was talking to Ben about it, and I was like, I don't know if it's just coincidence, and I'm making this up in my head. And he said, but at what point? And Ben's quite, in fact, he's very down to earth. But he said, but at what point do you think it's not just coincidence? How many coincidences make it not a coincidence?
Yeah.
So anyway, it was very interesting. Met some lovely people, and I'm going back on a course in September to learn more about how to use my pendulum.
Lovely.
So I'm just going at this point, past 40, fuck it.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch. Nice. That's the path I'm going down.
Yeah, I love that.
I've learned how to use sigils. Is it sigils? When you make I don't know what the word is. I think it might be sigil in English, but it's when you make a little image for a desire or something, and you activate it, and then it's like casting a spell basically. So
nice.
Yeah.
I put a spell on you. And now
rich, sexy husband for me.
Okay, I'll do that. I think all my sigils that I've got are only for people that are on all fours. For creatures that are on all fours.
Well, I can be on for all fours sometimes. Depends what time of day.
If you get Taylor.
You're so funny.
I could definitely get on all fours while you do it. While you keep playing. I think that's cool, though.
I think it's cool. I do love stuff like that.
Is that is it Wicca and pagan stuff, or is it more like white witch, or is that all the same thing?
It's not witchcraft at all. It's just called animal communication and energetic, because it's all around animals. It's nothing to do with people.
Oh, it's to do with energies then, yeah.
It's all energy, and it's all done in love and light, and everything you have to say is love and light. So it's nothing but good. There's nothing bad about it.
Cool. Anyway, who's going first? Is it me?
You're going first, but before you do, I got a fantastic email. Not an email, fantastic message off Carabeth.
We listen.
From last week episode. Oh, I loved every little bit of this message, so I'm just going to read it all out. Okay. Tongue-eating louse, totally a thing, and super cool in a creepy way.
So gross.
As for the pyramids, you can tell, Tash, that they have been around since before the last mammoths went extinct. So there you go.
Since before. So the mammoths
so she was right.
There.
The last mammoths died about 4,000 years ago. That was 1600 BC, 500 years after the pyramids of Giza were built. So yeah, they were around for a long time with pyramids.
Yeah.
So you were right, Tash.
Yeah, she was. Oh, but then she did add that the last mammoths were pygmy, so they were miniature, so they probably didn't build the pyramids.
Oh, why don't they still exist? Pygmy mammoths! Fluffy.
I know.
I feel like the name mammoth and pygmy conflicting. It's like a negative, two negatives or two whatevers.
Oh, when you think, a mammoth is coming! And then you turn around and it's like, ooh. It's tiny little.
The pyramids probably not built by aliens, more likely just skilled engineers, mathematicians, well-paid and well-fed labourers, not slaves. Okay, that was a fresh take on me because I was pretty sure it was all slaves. Donkeys, oxen. The Nile being much higher than it is today, making transport easier for ropes, levers, ramps, etc. There you go.
My question is, Do you just know all this stuff, Cara Beth, or do you look it up and fact check us for real? Because you are a wealth of knowledge.
She's just like the fountain of knowledge, isn't she?
Yeah.
I'd say a bit of both. I reckon she always fact checks because she knows it's the right thing to do.
Maybe she's like, I know something about that. Let me just check.
Yeah, whereas we're just like, yeah, that's what happened. I'm running with that. And if somebody contradicts me, then I will Google it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, even if Cara Beth contradicts me, I don't even Google it. I'm just like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, the Hellfire Club. Do you remember from last week talking about the Hellfire Club? The aristocratic ghost that was like all smarmy and inviting, but actually was probably part of, do you remember? The satanic rituals and stuff. So she says, the Hellfire Club also had orgies and a baboon dressed as a devil that presided over everything.
He's just there having a little monkey wank.
Oh, yeah.
A baboon dressed as the devil watching an orgy.
Oh, you know that his little outfit showed his bum? Little baboon bum.
What does the devil wear? Just horns?
I'd expect a cape, at least.
A cape? A fork? Did he have, I bet he had a little fork.
A little pitchfork. I bet you used that for baboon. I don't think it exists.
People's bums.
How is this the second time on this podcast that a monkey being involved in an orgy has come up? This is the second time now.
It's obviously a thing, mate.
Oh, what is full of filth, our podcast.
Also, mummy powder was used as medicine, aphrodisiacs and dye. I knew it was going to be like something to do with getting a hard-on.
Getting laid.
So when they ran out of mummies, they started mummifying criminals and the poor.
Oh, it makes me feel even worse.
Which spread diseases, and that's...
Why is that even more disgusting?
Yeah, well, it made them poorly, it spread disease, and that's why the Victorians stopped eating the mummies.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder what it said on, like, the male-enhancing mummy pills. Make him as stiff as the dead.
Becky, you should be in publicity. You should be in advertising.
Yeah, marketing. Yeah, call me, everyone. Call me.
Make him as stiff as the dead. Yeah.
I'll work for you.
Right, that's it. Anyway, I loved her message.
They are great, as always.
Thank you, Cara Beth.
And shout out to everybody on Spotify that's been leaving lovely comments.
Thanks, guys. You're the best.
They are the best. We have the best listeners.
So I'll read my story. So my story, it's a little quickie, a little cheeky quick one. Quick. So Carlee Russell is the subject of our story this week. Her full name is Carlee Nicole Russell. So we'll call her Carlee. She was born in the early 1990s and raised in Hoover, Alabama. So excited to find out there's a place called Hoover. I bet it's clean.
Isn't there a dam? The Hoover Dam? Or
there is. There is.
There we go.
It's that big one, isn't it?
Pretty sure. Well, I know about it, so it must be big.
Yeah. She was described by her family and friends as a young woman with a bright future who was in her mid-20s at the time of the events that I'm about to talk about. Carlee had attended Alabama A&M University, where she studied psychology. She worked as a medical transportation worker, assisting in transporting people to and from their medical appointments. Her friends and those close to her described her as kind, caring, and as someone that was just generally well-liked. So her story began quietly enough on the evening of the 13th of July, 2023. So nice and recent for you there, Emma.
Lovely.
What should have just been another routine day suddenly spiraled into a chilling mystery, one that would captivate a community and soon grip the attention of the entire nation. It all started with a frantic 911 call. Carlee reported that she had pulled over on the busy Interstate 459 after spotting something or someone in the middle of the road, and it stopped her in her tracks. And when she looked to see what it was, by the time she could make it out, they'd moved over to the side of the road a little bit, and it was a small child alone and wandering around on the shoulder of the highway, so super dangerous. It was a little toddler as well, a little white boy about 3 or 4 years old. Very, very vulnerable and obviously completely lost, and somewhere where no child should ever be by themselves. Her voice trembled with urgency as she described the scene to the dispatcher on the phone. And in the background, the dispatcher could hear the cars rushing by on the interstate. And it really made it very, very unsettling and quite tense, trying to get this baby away. The dispatcher was obviously trained to staying calm in these types of emergencies and reassured Carlee that help was on the way and urged her to stay safe, to not go in the road.
What, so she hasn't got out to get the baby?
Well, she was going out to see where the baby is, but the baby was kind of away from her. She couldn't quite get to the baby. And because where she'd stopped, she had to go over some traffic to get there. So they were just trying to call emergency services to the area, and they didn't really want her to call the child in case the child then crossed the roads and
ran.
Yeah, I think it was like a multi-lane thing, so I don't know if it was just one road. I think there was other roads coming in and everything. It was quite dangerous. The phone call ends up cutting off. So after it did do, Carlee called a family member and described the exact same scene. She said that, look, this is what's happening. I've called the police. They're on their way. There's this kid in the highway, and she sounded really, really scared. And then all of a sudden her tone shifted and she let out a piercing scream followed by a sudden silence. And the family member was left frozen and unable to respond. They didn't know what to do.
Was it a trap?
Yeah, the police arrived around 5 minutes later to a scene that was very, very puzzling. Carlee's car was parked on the shoulder, the engine still running, as if she'd stepped out only moments ago. Inside her vehicle lay her cell phone, a wig, her purse, and even her Apple Watch. But Carlee herself was nowhere to be found. So the police are like, well, who is this woman who calls, reporting a lost child and only to have vanished then into thin air themselves? And they couldn't find any sign of a child anywhere either.
Oh.
So what's happened to Carlee? Search efforts launched and anxiety mounted every minute without news. Her family members, loved ones grew more and more frantic. It was all kind of over the news, she was reported missing. It got quite a lot of traction quite quickly of people trying to find her and stuff. For 2 days, she'd gone missing when all of a sudden she showed up at her parents' house. And when she did turn up, she was disoriented, worn, her dress was torn, her t-shirt, was torn. And she looked like she'd been through it, she looked terrible. And her explanation was that she was kidnapped. She says it was all quite blurry, but she couldn't really remember much. But she told the police what she could remember. Obviously, when she reappeared, relief washed over her family and the community. But that relief was quickly overshadowed by a deeper, dark puzzle. She told police the alarming story, and the story sounded like the plot of a thriller. According to Carlee, she had been kidnapped by a man with bright orange hair. He blindfolded her, forced her into the cab of an 18-wheeler truck, and took her to a remote house. There, she said, she found a woman and a crying baby inside. The man had forced her to remove her clothes, and he photographed her, while the woman offered her cheese crackers. Eventually, Carlee claimed that she was placed in a vehicle and somehow managed to escape. The story was shocking, and law enforcement were obviously eager for answers, and they decided to really thoroughly investigate this because they can't be having people nabbing people off the streets. But as detectives examined the details, things didn't add up. So what do you guys think so far? Or do you not think?
I I thought somebody had set a trap for her with the child, because I've heard about people doing that. Like, not to get out of your car if you see a baby or anything by the side of the road.
Or like a baby car seat, isn't it?
Yeah,
that?
Yeah.
I think if I saw a baby at the side of the road, I think I'd go and grab it. But yeah, like a car seat or like a stroller.
Yeah. So yeah, I just thought it's a trap and she's been kidnapped to be human trafficked, or maybe people buy naked photos of hostages online. I'm sure there are plenty of sick places where people can bid on stuff, and I would have expected, and this is awful, but I would have thought there was some sexual assault, and I thought that maybe they'd drugged her so much that they weren't worried that she would remember any details, and that's why they'd sent her home. But you say she escaped.
Yeah, but because this is what the police think as well. They think that she was drugged, and that's why she's got these like memory loss and like complete dip outs of her story. And obviously she's a little bit traumatized. She's just got back from being away for being kidnapped for 2 days. No one else had seen the child that Carlee described on Interstate 459. So she wasn't the only car going by. There was many cars going by.
That's weird. That is odd.
Yeah, but then again, when people are driving, they don't look. Loads of people just don't look around at all. They look in front of them, and that's it. I'm look a little bit too much everywhere else. But yeah, there was no surveillance footage, no dash cam recordings, and no witnesses at all. And then a new discovery turned the case on its head. Investigators assessed Carlee's internet history, and what they found raised serious doubts about her story. In the days before she disappeared, she searched for phrases like, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" and one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville. She also looked up how to steal from a cash register and even researched the movie Taken, which is a story about a kidnapping.
This is very, very suspicious and not looking great for Carlee.
Nope.
Is she okay? Nope.
Well, we'll see. So the cracks in Carlee's story widened, leading investigators to suspect something chilling. Her entire kidnapping narrative might have been a fabrication. Social media got hold of this and was like, boom, speculation everywhere. Everybody knew what was going on. Everyone had their own little story about what had happened, like a cover-up by the police and that she's a liar. So, like, TikTok users and Reddit sleuths dissected every piece of evidence, sparking heated debates, wild theories. Crime Stoppers offered a reward exceeding $63,000, whilst police deployed dogs, drones, helicopters, and volunteers searched every inch of the woods and the highways in a desperate effort to uncover the truth. So on the 24th of July, just 11 days after her dramatic return, Carlee's attorney released a statement admitting that Carlee had made the entire thing up. It was a complete premeditated hoax.
Why?
There was no child, no 18-wheeler truck, no kidnappers. It was all part of an elaborate hoax made up completely by Carlee. In the weeks before that she vanished, Carlee had posted cryptic messages online that hinted at complete emotional distress. Things like, you think you have a bond with someone until they show you that you never did. Another read, everyone wants to feel wanted. And the other post hinted at relationship issues between her and her boyfriend. And indeed, it came out later that Carlee had staged her abduction after a fight with her boyfriend, Tomar Simmons. Simmons had shared public pleas for Carlee's safe return after she vanished. And then after she appeared again, he had publicly thanked the community for their support. But after her confession, he removed her photos from social media and expressed feeling blindsided and betrayed.
Oh, shit. Right, first, people that do the cryptic Facebook status thing annoy me so much. Cringe.
And then they say, PM Jahan.
Yeah. Oh.
Send you a private message, babe.
Or like in hospital, terrible news. And then it's like, oh, I've got a broken nail. But I've PM'd you to tell you about it.
And then they don't reply for 3 working days. And you're like, you better be dead. That better be the terrible news because we need to know the tea.
Yeah.
I just hate it. It's so attention seeking. And don't get me wrong, if you root back in my history, I'm sure that when I was younger, I probably did it as well.
But it was at the time that everyone did it, whereas now it's super cringe. It was super cringe then, but everyone did it.
I definitely have deleted 90% of the statuses that I've ever written on Facebook. You know, when you do like take a look back or whatever they had.
The memory thing.
Oh, super cringe. I can't watch them. It's like, oh, you've got a memory from 11 years ago. And I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Just delete them.
I tell you what.
Delete them.
I tell you what I used to do. You know when you used to put statuses and it says, you know, like Rebecca, and I used to be like, is doing this or is going here.
Yes.
That's super cringe.
Yeah, we all
like,
fucking did, didn't we, weirdos? No one cared what you were doing, Becky.
Like, oh, fucking hell.
Is eating fish and
yeah,
chips.
that sort of thing. Well, to be fair, I do post food. But
it's so attention seeking and it's so, look at me, look at me, look at me. It annoys the shit out of me. But this girl's taken the whole like attention seeking to a whole new level of psychotic.
Next level.
Like, what did she think was going to happen?
Yeah, and like the resources that have gone to her rather than
exactly
possibly another victim
that
hasn't.
Need it.
But do you know what? She was sad that her boyfriend left her. Leave her alone.
No, he didn't leave her. They had a little argument.
Left her or?
What he said.
Well, they had an argument. That was a big thing for her.
It's a very manly thing, what he says, a very man thing to say, but it's so true. He said, we had a little argument, but it was nothing to kidnap yourself over.
Mate, give that man a medal.
Oh, I love it.
That's the funniest thing ever.
God. What a psycho.
Oh, but it's kind of like set the bar. I don't know if it's low or high for any like next girlfriend. It's like, oh yeah, she loves me, but would she kidnap herself for me?
Very low. Very low.
We've all been there.
No, we've not.
I haven't kidnapped myself.
No.
Oh,
no, I think I've had a good cry and shut myself in the bathroom sobbing, but I think
I've definitely had quite a few sobs. Put the same song on repeat, some sort of heartbreaks, and I'm like,
yeah,
everyone's.
I used to do that.
Oh, terrible.
As a teenager, sad songs. And I used to write poetry about how awful everything was.
When you listen to a sad song and you didn't get sad enough, so you have to listen to it again. I was like, no, that didn't hit right. I'm not sad enough.
And then you're just like this.
Force it. Squeeze harder.
Yeah.
Get in the This was when I was a teenager.
No, it wasn't. It was last week.
It definitely was. It definitely was.
Oh, but teenagers do weird things. I think they're the only ones that are allowed to be super cringe. You're allowed to be cringe when you're a teenager.
Oh, so moody. So sad.
So after her confession, Carlee was charged with 2 misdemeanors, false reporting to law enforcement and falsely reporting an incident. And in October 2023, a judge found her guilty and recommended a year in jail. Yeah,
they recommended
a year in jail and a $18,000 in restitution and 2 $831 fines. Why one? Why 831? Fuck knows. I don't know. Why that one? Anyway, but yeah, she wanted to partly pay back what she'd cost. Well, it's nowhere near the amount that she cost for this investigation and stuff.
Not a fan of Carlee.
Carlee's a twat.
She's a twat, but I think she didn't think this through.
She was a big old age when she did this, though.
Oh, yeah, she was born in the 90s. She is our age.
She's like an adult.
And this happened in 2023, so she was over 30.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
No, Carlee, you need to sort it out. It's not okay.
I should have done it, hun.
Yeah, I should have done it whatsoever.
Gone and got some ice cream, had a little moaning a bitch to your mate.
Exactly.
Dumped his ass. Slept with his best mate at a bush,
yeah.
You know.
The usual.
We all do it.
Change your hair, get a haircut.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, there was so much you could have done.
Right, so following Carlee's conviction, her legal team pushed back hard. They argued that the court's punishment was too harsh for a first-time offender and sought an appeal.
It was quite a big offence, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It was definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like she was just speeding, was it?
No.
No.
I mean, luckily, no one died getting run over or something like that. I mean, you know, when cars stop at the side of the road, a tired truck driver can easily drive into them. You know, lots of things could have happened. Someone could have gone to prison, like, wrongly and stuff. So, yeah, they wanted to request a jury trial, but prosecutors remained firm, emphasizing that it was far from a harmless prank, and the host had squandered valuable public resources and diverted attention away from real emergencies and the shattered trust of an entire community. In March of 2024, Carlee ultimately pleaded guilty. She was sentenced to 1 year of probation, 100 hours of community service, and she was ordered to repay in full $18,000 in restitution, covering the extensive costs of the search efforts. Standing before the court, Carlee expressed deep remorse, explaining that her actions had stemmed from emotional distress. And she said, "I absolutely regret my decision. And in hindsight, I wish I had cried for help in a totally different manner." While she avoided jail time, Carlee could not escape the harsh judgment of the public. Her story quickly became a viral sensation, but not in the way that she would have hoped for. TikTok and Twitter exploded with memes mocking the incident. Hashtags like Carlee Russell hoax trended for days, with some users doing parodies of the fake abduction and others critiquing on how her deception had undermined the credibility of genuine missing persons cases. People were talking about, if someone else gets kidnapped in that area now and they run for help, people might not believe her. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, Carlee, you're all right."
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously her social media accounts have gone dark. Her relationship ended and she has spoken openly about the emotional turmoil that drove her actions. Yet questions linger. What really happened during those 49 hours? Why did she feel so compelled to stage such a dramatic deception? She says, "I made a grave mistake, but some believe the consequences of that mistake will follow her for the rest of her life." Her actions not only devastated her own life, but they also, like I mentioned earlier, cast a shadow over real cases of missing persons, highlighting the dangerous consequences of a hoax like this one. The public and personal fallout from her decision will follow her for the rest of her life, and her story serves as a painful reminder of how fragile trust can be and how easily it can be broken. There we are.
She needs help.
How easily it can be broken. I mean, well, she did do something really bad to break that trust.
No, but like for meaning about the other women, now it's so easily been broken for everyone else. I mean, hopefully not.
Yeah.
Hopefully people have more than 2 brain cells and don't think like that. But it doesn't take a lot for certain people to think that way.
No. I am torn because she's a twat and that was a terrible thing to do. And so, extra. It's ridiculous. But that is absolutely 1,000,000% going to ruin her life now forever.
Oh, yeah, she needs to move. She needs to move from where she is. And then also, it's sad that she felt the need to do that. She obviously needed some sort of help, because she don't go from being someone that everyone describes as really nice, helpful, sweet, to doing that. If she was like someone who had a reputation of being a proper main character syndrome, everything has to be about me, I just need attention, attention, attention. I think that's slightly different. Even though, yeah, absolute dickhead, shouldn't have done any of this. She obviously had some stuff going on. Mental health.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So, yeah, it's a tough one because, yeah, I don't really know what to think. But it was a shitty thing to do, but also let's not bully her for the rest of her life because of it.
Next week, I'm going to do a listener write-in suggestion. Bow, bow, bow. So keep your your ears unblocked for that.
Can't wait.
I was going to say keep your eyes peeled, or ears peeled, but that always gives a horrible vision.
Yeah, peeling your ears. Or eyes, in fact. Let's not peel off.
Imagine peeling an orange, but it'd be your eye. That's what I imagined. No one, you don't like oranges. Ugh. Don't be sick.
Oh,
did you just gag?
Yeah.
You were like,
right.
Left.
My story this week, it's not paranormal, but it's quite spine-chilling.
oh.
So I thought that was on topic.
Yeah, it's so hot as well. I'd like to have a chilled spine.
Go on, I'm going to chill it real good.
Oh, yeah, baby.
So today, I'm diving into one of the most disturbing, tragic, and utterly baffling true crime cases to come out of Taiwan.
What?
I know. What happened in a small townhouse in the Gushan district of Kaohsiung in 2005 is equal parts horror story, psychological case study, and cultural cautionary tale. This is the story of the Wu family, 6 people who spiraled into shared delusion, ritual abuse, starvation, and ultimately death. All in the name of fighting off evil spirits.
Sounds like our kind of story, doesn't it?
It
ticks all the boxes.
It began with a man named Wu Shan finally leaving his home after more than a month of complete isolation. He looked gaunt and disorientated. He didn't say much, just approached a neighbour and said, "Call an ambulance." The home. No names, no context, then he vanished again. The neighbour, understandably, was unsettled, but curious, he had to go and investigate. The moment he stepped into the Wu family home, a foul stench overwhelmed him. In the living room, he found 28-year-old Wu Jing, the eldest daughter, lying stiff on the floor, foaming at the mouth. She was already dead.
Oh, bless her.
At the hospital, her body told a story more horrifying than anyone could have guessed. Bruises, burn scars from incense. Her mouth and stomach were full of human feces. Official cause of death, multiple organ failure from prolonged starvation. But what really freaked out investigators was what didn't happen. Nobody claimed her body. Her family had seemingly vanished. Police began digging, starting with neighbours. They painted a picture of a family that once lived fairly normal lives. Shan and his wife, Wong Ying, were labourers. Their 4 kids were educated and employed, 2 nurses, 1 factory worker, and Jing, the eldest, who owned a bento shop in Taipei. I think a bento shop is a bit like an off-licence, I think. It's just like lots of bits and bobs, like a little corner
shop. That makes
shop.
sense, because a bento box is like a lunch box.
That seems
it's like a convenience store or something.
So when I looked this family up, they are completely normal people. There's, I don't know how to explain it. 2 of them are nurses. The other one works in a factory. They're absolutely lovely, loving, nothing strange or odd or quirky about them. They're just normal people. Then, in February of 2005, everything changed. So Jing returned from Beijing after her youngest sister, Wu Ling, claimed to be possessed by the third prince, a deity warning of Jing's impending doom unless she came home before February 28th. Jing believed it. She dropped everything and moved back. Almost immediately, Jing's behaviour changed. She had vivid dreams of being sexually assaulted, screamed at night, and only slept during the day. The family tried spiritual cures, mountain retreats, Taoist priests, but nothing worked. Soon, Jing herself claimed to be Guanyin, the goddess of mercy. Then the rest of the family followed. Shan became the Jade Emperor. Wan Ying became the Queen Mother of the West. Wu Qian, one of the seven fairies, and the son, Wu Shan, was Master Zhigon. So basically now the whole family thinks they're all possessed. They believe demons had infested their home and bodies and that violent exorcism was the only cure. From early March to April, the family descended into unrelenting psychosis. They starved themselves, believing it would expel the deities, only drank holy water, which was just regular water that they cleansed with talismans. They covered the windows with religious charms and kept the home in total darkness. They burned gold paper and wore only black, believing it absorbed negative energy. Attacked one another daily with brooms, crutches, shrine tablets, and incense sticks. Smeared feces and urine on each other and forced each other to consume it, believing the filth would drive the demons out.
Ew.
Once they'd actually autopsied Jing, they saw that she had been vomiting up the feces.
That is my biggest fear in life.
What, vomiting poo?
Yeah.
That can actually happen.
I know, and it's one of my biggest fears. As if I'm not regular. I'm like super regular, so I don't think it's ever going to happen to me. But it's my biggest fear.
I'm really happy for you two. Thanks for sharing.
It's my,
both of you like, we're regular.
It's my biggest flex.
I was going to say, what a flex.
But I have such a fear of vomiting poo.
It's absolutely disgusting and vile, and yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, in the autopsy, they saw that she'd actually been obviously eating poo, and it was all down her, stuck in her esophagus and her stomach, but also signs that she'd been vomiting the poo and then eating it again, which to me is too far. Too far.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Nah. 2 girls, 1 cup.
Oh, don't. Right, come on, quickly.
Do you know I've never seen that?
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Wasn't it you that showed me it?
No.
Blue waffle, I think she showed us.
Oh, blue waffle. Purple waffle.
Oh, yeah, maybe blue. No, blue waffle.
Oh, I thought it was purple.
Oh,
see, I can't remember.
Apparently that's a hoax anyway. Apparently it's not a thing.
Probably.
Right. So Jing suffered the most, considered the most heavily possessed. She was denied food, only allowed water, and beaten severely. Obviously, she was allowed poo as well as the water.
Oh, yummy, yummy.
The stench of human waste filled the home. Neighbours heard howls, cries, maniacal laughter, and violent chanting, but were too terrified to intervene. I think I'd be calling the police if I was hearing all that shenanigans. I don't know. Even the police, after entering the house after the death, were disturbed enough to place a Taoist protective charm in their station. By April 9th, Wu Jing's body had given up. Malnourished, sleep-deprived, and covered in injuries, she collapsed. Her 2 sisters, both trained nurses, attempted CPR, but it was too late. She was left where she fell. The family didn't seek help until 2 days later, believing she was merely in spiritual transition. When she finally got to the hospital, she was pronounced long dead. Afterward, the family left Kaohsiung. They later claimed that they weren't fleeing, they were escaping further possession. So It looked like they'd just up and run away, but they hadn't. They were just scared of getting possessed again.
Okay.
When questioned, the remaining 5 family members insisted Wu Jing isn't dead. The demon that possessed her is. But police noticed something telling. Every family member was covered in injuries too. The beatings had gone both ways. So they're so delusional that they truly thought she wasn't dead, that it was just the demon that had died. Despite the violence, psychological evaluations showed no previous history of mental illness. Medical experts later diagnosed it as a rare case of mass hysteria, a collective psychotic break within a close-knit, heavily superstitious family. They were charged with abandoning a helpless person, resulting in death. The neighbourhood was so shaken, they collectively paid for a priest to exorcise the house. In 2007, all 5 surviving members were found not guilty. The court cited shared mental illness and ruled the death to be self-inflicted. The feces found in Jing's stomach was acknowledged as part of the ritual abuse, but not as a direct cause of death. The family faded into obscurity. Jing's mother later claimed her daughter appeared to her in a dream, saying, "I was foolish. I starved myself to death." Shan's last words to reporters were, "We are not guilty. Please do not disturb our lives." The Wu family case remains infamous in Taiwan. It exemplifies the terrifying blend of mental illness and deeply rooted superstition. It also inspired the Taiwanese horror film Incantation. I've not seen that. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
I might try and seek it out. If you've seen Incantation, let us know if it's any good.
Yeah.
Oh, the highest grossing horror movie in Taiwan's history. Well, there you go. Must have been good.
There we are. Must be good then.
But even the scariest movie can't match the true haunting spiral of a family who believed that they were fighting demons and destroyed themselves in the process.
Oh, God.
There you go.
Awful. It was like fully a deux, but so many.
6 of them. For the 6, indeed.
There you go.
So my idea at the beginning of that was to do like a little series on mass hysteria, because I've got a few stories about it. So
nice.
I don't know if next time we'll just have to see. It might be mass hysteria again, because I find it fascinating how people can just go mental, like altogether. Like, how can you go from being a normal, sane person, okay, a bit superstitious, but completely normal, to eating your own poo and burning
it's insane, isn't it?
Burning yourself with incense.
Maybe, I don't know, heavy metal poisoning or black mold.
Maybe.
But it's very as if she was possessed by it, unless there was like possessed by something. It also kind of makes sense too. It's weird that so many people went kind of crazy all at once, and 2 of them were nurses, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then as well, for what you said, that they were a normal family, it'd be different if they were like, oh yeah, that's a really weird family, all that really weird weirdos, and then they did it, that's one thing. Well, when it's just like normal people and then they all kind of go mental, that just makes it could happen to you. You listener that are listening now, it could happen to you.
And she wasn't even the one that started it. It was her sister that started it, saying that she was possessed and that the elder sister had to come home immediately. And then she just, I don't know.
Got possessed.
Crazy.
Cray.
I don't think there's anything paranormal about it. I think they just went nuts. Very sad, anyway.
Really sad.
But yeah, it's sad. Ultimately, it's very sad. And rather disgusting.
Gross. Yeah, very gross.
Really gross as well.
Oh dear, poor woman. So sad.
Yeah. And poor family, really, because they all went mental and now they've killed one of their own and they've got to
they have to live with that. Yeah.
So a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, and I have never heard of that one ever.
Well, there you go.
Who wants a ChatGPT story?
Oh, I do.
Oh, I'd say. Okay.
Here we go.
This one is titled The Watcher. Leah first noticed the text message on Tuesday. Red looks really good on you. No name, no number. Just those words. She frowned and looked down at her blouse, crimson. It could have been a coincidence, someone joking. She deleted it. But the next day, it came again.
You don't just that's fucking creepy.
Well, phones are weird though, aren't they? But the next day, it came again. Blue too, but red's my favourite. Her breath caught. She hadn't posted any pictures. Her social media had been quiet for weeks. She looked around the office, scanning for anyone watching too closely. Everyone looked normal. That night, she changed her privacy settings, made everything private. She changed her phone number. The messages kept coming. You can change your phone, Leah. You can't change who you are. She stopped sleeping well.
Yes, that would do it. That would do it.
Yeah.
Every creak in her apartment sent her heart racing. She bought heavier curtains, installed a cheap alarm system. She went to the police.
She bought heavier curtains.
I can see the serial killer's like, ugh, the curtains are so heavy.
It's so heavy.
These are felt
Weird,
curtains.
No, those thick velvet ones.
Oh, yeah, velvet.
Listen,
yeah,
just remember this is AI that's written this, girls. AI doesn't know how heavy curtains are.
I'm glad that they've even mentioned curtains and the type of curtains there are.
Yeah.
I just love how it's a go-to security thing. Right, I need some heavy fucking curtains.
I think it's so that she couldn't see shadows and stuff.
Or maybe so they couldn't see in.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It does.
Come on, leave the robots alone. She went to the police. They were kind but firm. Until he threatens you or makes physical... Until he threatens you or makes physical contact, there's not much we can do.
That's very firm. Very firm of them.
Kind but firm. They took down her statement, promised to look into it. Still, the texts came every day. They knew what she was wearing, what she was eating, who she talked to. Then one morning, Leah returned home from work to find a single red rose resting on her pillow.
Ah, so he got through those curtains.
He got through those curtains.
Oh,
and
if
that
anyone was
alarm
messaging
system.
me about what I'm eating, they'd be like, will you stop eating all that shit all day?
Her stomach turned. She hadn't left the windows open. The door was still locked. She checked the camera app on her phone. Static. The feed was down.
Oh.
When she called the police again, they arrived quickly. This time, they treated it as a breaking and entering. The footage was missing, wiped clean, no prints, no sign of a forced entry. You should stay somewhere else from now on, one of the officers said. Leah packed a bag and checked into a hotel. 2 days later, a new message arrived. Why did you leave me, Leah? Come home. I miss watching you sleep.
Oh, you creepy fucker.
Yeah, that's weird.
Get in the bin.
Yeah, that is insane. It wasn't just someone outside anymore. He had been inside, watching, breathing her air.
Ew.
The police got serious. They installed hidden surveillance in her apartment, cameras,
airfield
cameras
dirty.
and sensors. Yeah. Leah stayed in a secure location. They waited. Nothing. Days passed. The stalker went quiet. Then, one of the detectives, a woman, spotted something strange. The footage from Leah's apartment had time stamps slightly off from the internal system logs.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. They had it analysed. The cameras hadn't been disabled. They'd been looped. Someone had fed old footage into the live feed. The stalker wasn't avoiding them. He controlled them. And there was only one way someone could do that. He had to work for the building. They combed through the contractor's records, security staff, maintenance logs, and there it was. Brian Keller.
Brian, you fuckface.
IT subcontractor. Low profile, clean
It's always
record.
the IT guys.
Yeah. He'd briefly dated Leah 6 months earlier after a meeting at her networking mixer. Polite, soft-spoken. She'd ghosted him after the second date because he gave her a bad feeling. Too intense. Too interested.
Yeah, thanks.
Too far. Now he had keys, access, knowledge. The police went to arrest Brian. He was in his apartment, quiet, calm, watching footage on a monitor. Leah brushing her teeth, eating cereal, watching TV.
Sexy.
Oh.
Why did you all of a sudden go in Big Brother voice then? Watching TV.
Well, because
Leah is in the dining room.
in his desk drawer, they found a flash drive labelled "Finally."
Ooh.
Inside were hundreds of clips carefully sorted by date and activity. Leah sleeping, changing, crying, talking on the phone. Then the final clip was set to an audio in 48 hours, scheduled for an upload to a hidden forum titled Perfect Obedience. When the police opened it, the footage showed Leah's apartment, candlelit. A tarp was laid out on the floor, a sharp set of tools glinting in the light, and in the centre of a frame, a red dress, laid out, waiting for her. Leah never returned to that apartment. She moved across the country, changed her name, disappeared from the internet.
Oh, that's it then. Okay.
ChatGPT just rushed it a bit at the end.
You've done enough.
Yeah. And they all lived happily ever after.
Yeah. But sometimes when she passes a reflective window or a store camera, she still wonders if he's watching and if he's found a new final. That's it.
Well, chat
Bit weird,
babes.
wasn't it?
Yeah. I feel like ChatGPT knew a bit too much about watching people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bit concerning, isn't it?
Mm.
Also, it kind of felt like, you know, when you're reading your kids a bedtime story and then you just can't be asked anymore, and then you're just like, and then they lived happily ever after, and
Skipping
Literally.
pages.
Yeah, literally.
Huh?
Yeah. 2 pages at a time. We've all done it.
I do enjoy these stories, so
It's fun, isn't
it
it?
makes me laugh.
If you want to give me some things to put into it, you know, like prompts to put into it, send your prompts my way.
Oh, coming back to Cara Beth, because she was talking
Yeah.
about ChatGPT, she says she uses it quite a lot, and she asked what hers wants to be called, and I think it was Marrow or something like that. And then she did, and I've got to do this because it's very clever. She asked ChatGPT to generate an image of itself if it was human. And it's quite horrifying, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to do that later.
Oh, it was. It was quite horrifying.
That's weird.
It is very strange.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're done.
Lovely.
Lovely
Thanks
job,
for listening, guys. It's really hot. Get us in all the normal places. Stay safe.
Don't kill people.
and keep it weird.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
And they all lived happily ever after.
Clap. I'll do. That sounded all right.
Your hands both went like that exact same time, so you two
We're
are definitely
good.
in sync. That you were just like, whew.
We're such better clappers than you.
All right.
Been told that before.
Pair of clappers.
Right, are we ready?
What?
Hello
order
and
again?
welcome me.
You. Me.
Okay. Me.
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 I mean, to be fair, hiding a story in a murder joke would be pretty fucked up, even for us.
Bad taste, isn't it?
Did I just get that backwards? Hiding a joke in a murder story. I'm sure I got that backwards. I think I said hiding a story in a murder joke.
I didn't, and I think you got it the right way around.
Well, either way.
It's hot.
Even for us, it would be bad.
Yeah. Yes.
And, vanillin, or artificial vanilla flavour, is from the anus of a beaver. There you go.
I knew that one.
I knew about that.
How did they find that?
I don't know.
That beaver farted and it smelled like vanilla.
Lick its ass! Lick its ass!
Oh, I bet alcohol was involved. Yeah.